Glad to have you join us again on Tech Trends, where we seek out innovation and creativity that are unique to Africa. On this week's edition, our spotlight is on a secondary school in the nation's capital, Abuja, where some students have created 2 solutions to monitor water and air quality. There's also my chat on the adoption of blockchain technology with Modukwa TV, who is the African lead of Global Blockchain Women Alliance. We'll give you more in a moment. Do stay with us. This is Tech Trends, and I am Olayemi Odunuga.
Looking at the world through a sustainability lens not only helps us future-proof our supply chain, it also fuels innovation and drives brand growth.
A team of students from Marist College, Yangoji in Abuja, have created 2 devices called Aquabot and SenseBox to monitor water and air quality. To build the devices, the students leveraged technologies like Internet of Things and data analytics. Let's hear from them.
This is Marist College, Yangoji in Abuja, the nation's capital. And it is within the environment that some senior students of a Catholic-based school are taking their education further by applying theory to practice. According to the students, it was after a visit to one of their immediate communities for a cultural event that they had drive to solve some lingering problems affecting the people there.
When our school went for a cultural event in our neighboring community, Kwalin Area Council, we encountered a little girl named Amina. Amina was looking like a wasting child. Like, you could see all her bones. She was so bad. And then, as a group of teenagers, as long as we have our worries, we think about different things that doesn't even relate or make sense. But we're very concerned about this girl. So when we saw her, we talked to our parents, we greeted them, and then we came back to school. When we came back to school, we researched more about it and found out that about 37% of children in Nigeria suffer from severe acute malnutrition. This is very bad, and it's the second largest in the world, a country as big as Nigeria, you can imagine. So we're very sad, and then we thought, we have had IoT in school, so why don't we try to work towards nutrition?
It all started when we visited the Kwali area for a program, a cultural day, and we observed that they make use of firewood to cook, and the children there they had stunted growth, kwashiorkor, visible kwashiorkors. You'd see someone of 10 years looking like they were 5 years. And the shocking part was the water they used to wash was the same they used to cook and drink. So we came back, we talked amongst ourselves that we had to help them as a neighboring school. And we are also very privileged. We can't just let them be suffering this. So we came together, we agreed that we were going to create devices, water quality and air quality, to help them to monitor their surroundings. Then when we dived further, when we searched on the internet, it's not just Nigeria facing this problem, it's the whole world. And I think it's very unfortunate that nobody is really looking at it. We are looking at money, nobody's looking at water and air. What we use every day is being polluted constantly. So we decided to now only to do something about it.
The findings were all the students needed to get to work. They returned to the laboratory in school and began their research on possible solutions. After which they came up with the Aquabot, and SenseBox, which are quality monitoring devices for water and air pollution.
The SenseBox is calibrated using the WHO World Health Organization Air Quality Monitoring Index. That is from 0 to 50 ppm. ppm means parts per million. From 0 to 50 ppm, the air is good. From 50 to 100 ppm, the air is moderate. And from 100 to above, the air is bad and requires immediate attention. Our device is made up of an air quality monitoring sensor, which we tag the MQ135. It's also made up of a turbidity and humidity sensor, which is inside the temperature and humidity sensor. It's inside the device. Now, it's made up of various jumper wires and LCD, which displays the score or the values. Now, this is the value for the temperature, the value for the humidity. The humidity is in percentage, temperature is in degrees Celsius. Now, it also contains LEDs, that is light emitting diodes. Once it's red light, it means that the air is bad. Once it shows red light, now it's showing green light, means that the air is good. Once the air is moderate, it shows yellow light, means the air is moderate. And the air is not so good, but you need to look at, like take note of what is going on before it exceeds moderate. And then once it's red, it triggers an alarm, an instant alarm, and it sends an instant notification to the owner of this device via his smartphone or computer in a format that is very easy to interpret.
For these senior students, some of which are in their final school session, balancing this project with the academics was quite a challenge, but it wasn't the only one they encountered.
The first challenge we faced was how do we get materials for this project? We got financial, we had to tell our parents, we had to consult them. Our parents have been with us throughout this ride. We're very grateful to them. We got financial aid for the equipment used to making this thing. It was stressful with the recession and everything. It was really hard, but we went through, we got the materials. And challenges we faced, like our school, we are students and we have to balance the stage life and the academic life, and we still have to do well.
We had different challenges, like when someone is comfortable to come, not everybody's comfortable to come and discuss at the same time, but after some time, we were able to overcome those challenges. We also had, since our class range was not the same class, when not everybody had the same time range, not everybody had the same opinion. Everybody wanted to give their own opinion and made sure that it was implemented in practice.
The school's ICT head, who also doubles as the advisor of the tech team, speaks on the journey with the students.
Lots that has to be done. So some of the challenges we encountered surrounds helping the students to understand that, yes, they can actually develop their ideas into innovative solutions that will address major unmet needs in our society, especially on air and water, as our project captures. Another challenge we encountered also is trying to get them trained, because at the point the students came up with these ideas, they had no training. So we had to organize a series of trainings for them, teach them how to use ICT to profile the solutions that they intend to deliver. We had to partner with Sage Nigeria, who came in with their mentors, technical crew. We organized a series of classes for the students outside the regular learning environment. And we are happy that the students were able to, volunteer themselves, avail themselves. And today, we talk about the projects that we have developed.
For these students, getting financial support to help develop their innovation is key, as it will also help those coming after them once they pass the baton. But currently, they have received the support of Minister of Science and Technology and Innovation, Dr. Bonaya Onu, who granted them the sum of 5 million naira to patent their innovation.
Faster to get to class, and also you can use it for recreational activities, maybe in the evening when you're done with classes or when you're stressed out, basically.
Trek Scooters is an eco-friendly tech mobility-driven company focusing on first and last-minute transportation for gated communities, starting with schools. The company first launched in November 2021 at the Pan Atlantic University, a private university located in Lagos, Nigeria. Since then, they have expanded to 2 other private school communities, recording over 22,000 rides with their 50 operational electric scooters. Students in public universities in Nigeria have been at home since February 2022 due to an ongoing strike by the Academic Staff Union of universities. This has delayed the transport company from expanding as much as they anticipated. Trek Scooters was founded and self-funded by a group of 4 friends who experienced how scooters made their lives easy while living overseas and decided to replicate it in Nigeria.
Trek Scooter is our baby, and we are really excited to be on this project at this time, especially when alternatives of micromobility in Nigeria are not clean. And then that's when we see an opportunity in this to bring a clean and also affordable transportation.
The scooters are set to go as fast as 20 kilometers per hour and can be ridden for up to 6 hours before needing a recharge. Users can download the app from Google Play and Apple Store, credit their wallet and follow instructions on their phones to locate and unlock a nearby scooter.
Even if I'm running late, I'm not scared of how I'm going to run the whole 10 minutes journey. I would rather just log in with my phone and I'll be there in 3 minutes.
But while the students love the scooters for its eco-friendly, fun and affordable features, Enima says she still has reservations of safety, a concern that the Trek Scooter team said they're aware of and part of features they will address in their next upgrade.
The scooter doesn't have like helmets or something you have to wear, so that should be maybe one of the things. Helmets and pads, because people that want to ride but like they are learning how to do, they don't know how to ride, so they might fall down, and that'll be a problem. Maybe to scare them to stop riding again.
The new deployment that we're looking to roll out in about 2 months will come with a helmet for all our riders to be able to wear whenever they're riding our scooters. So we are big on safety. And we always preach this or emphasize this in every community we go from the time of launch.
External funding and expansion remains top on the list as they gear up to scale up, including opportunities to teach students how to fabricate the scooter parts, cutting down on imports.
Blockchain is often referred to by experts as the technology of the future, and we have been seeing its rising adoption by firms over the years. But as the demand for the technology grows, so are the job opportunities in the space. My chat with blockchain enthusiast Modupe TV explores the use of the technology for economic development. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
It's a pleasure to be here.
As per your knowledge, what is blockchain and why does it matter?
Okay, so a blockchain, simply defined, is A database, I like to describe it as a database or maybe a list of transactions that is created or developed and then maintained using two interesting concepts. The first is the concept of decentralization, and then the second is that it is protected by cryptography. Does that sound a bit confusing? Well, decentralization simply means that there's no central authority. So not one person is in charge and everybody can contribute to that list or to that database. And then cryptography simply means code. It's just like when I speak in a coded language and you can't get the information except you know the code. So that's what a blockchain is, simply put. Now, blockchain matters because if something goes wrong in a centralized setting, everybody suffers. The question can come up and you say, but we've been living like this for so long. Why do we need blockchain? We've been managing centralized situations and, we've been okay. Why do we need decentralization? Now, Forbes published a report in 2018 where they said that very soon, nobody will trust any information that is not on the blockchain. So change is constant and is consistent. And if that's where the world is going to, then we have to jump on the bandwagon. We have to be prepared. We have to get ready because I believe that blockchain is the future of skill. And so everyone who doesn't have any information about blockchain should make plans to, get some knowledge on it because that's the future.
We're beginning to see the government show more interest in the use of blockchain for economic development and innovation. Do you think we're ready for the long haul?
Honestly, I don't think we're ready, but we should be. We should be because right now in Nigeria, a country of nearly 200 million people, we have maybe less than 10 to 15% of the population who are aware about the blockchain technology. And then of this 10 to 15%, maybe 90% are only aware about cryptocurrencies and the use of cryptocurrencies. So this in itself shows you that, we're not really ready because cryptocurrencies are just one aspect and one area of the technology. So I believe that we're not ready, but we should be. So we should be working towards that.
Now, we know that Nigeria is yet to have a clear-cut blockchain policy, but are there frameworks that can serve as enablers of blockchain and, other emerging technologies in the country?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I know that a few months ago, the SEC released the regulatory framework for VASPs, which is the virtual asset service providers. And the idea was to be able to reduce the actions of bad actors in the sector to make sure that they include compliance in their business transactions. So that has happened. Then on a global scale as well, the Financial Action Task Force has also released the Travel Rule Protocol. So this also is to curb the idea where people believe that cryptocurrencies are all about illegal transactions, because I know that when compliance comes into play, then people are more careful, and then there should really be no reason why it shouldn't be regulated. Also, I know that the first blockchain hub in Nigeria is actually part of many, many, many blockchain investigation and regulatory frameworks around the world. He's part of building these frameworks. And I know that he serves in some advisory roles to people from the CBN and the SEC. So you see that there's a lot of work going on in that sector, preparing regulations. And I think it's timely because we should be ready to make sure that people can be compliant to regulations that come into play.
When we talk about blockchain, we mentioned Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. How are they disrupting financial services?
Oh, you see, one major disruption I can think about right now is the fact that we cannot interact with cryptocurrencies with our banks in Nigeria at the moment, but that didn't slow down anything. So that is major disruption of the financial sector. The peer-to-peer system put into place by the decentralized exchanges and all that ensure that people were still trading. You can't use the banks, but people were still trading, people were still, making their money, receiving payments. What could be more disruptive than that? So you see, this is a major disruption of the financial sector.
And is it safe to say blockchain is also solving the problem of financial inclusion?
Oh, most definitely. You see, right now, even the currently unbanked can use the blockchain technology and receive payments. And it's not just about trading cryptos, looking for how to multiply your money quickly. There's a particular situation I know in one of the Eastern African countries where the farmers have been able to use blockchain to get rid of intermediaries in their supply chain. So they, from where they are, contact or connect with their off-takers directly in different countries around the world, and they receive their payments via blockchain. Interestingly, they don't even have smart devices. So they get SMS notifications, and then there's a smart contract in place that converts their payments from the cryptocurrency into their local value. They see it, and then they can cash their funds from maybe like a local mobile money agent or something. And so that is financial inclusion for people who are currently unbanked. And it's going on around the world in many third world countries as well.
What are some of the challenges hampering the adoption of blockchain tech?
I think the biggest thing is the volatility of the cryptocurrencies. So while we have a lot of people with a good appetite for risk and they can get involved, there's still a lot of people that are scared. And what is it? You say it's digital, it's on the internet. What does it mean? Can I hold it? Can I handle it? So the intangibility as well, it's a bit of a problem for people. Also bad actors. People think that cryptocurrencies are the biggest loophole for fraud and investigation and money laundering. But if you look at statistics properly, the largest cases of fraud, money laundering are still with cash, are still not using cash. So whichever system, there could still be loopholes. Another thing that I think is that people it's a knowledge problem, the knowledge gap. Because if people understood blockchain and the technology better, they would know that every blockchain transaction, every cryptocurrency transaction can be tracked. And when we know that it can be tracked, bad actors, definitely take a step back. There are fraud and investigation units right now that can track and trace your transactions. You don't even need to be a fraud investigator, really. You just log on to the internet and it's there because it's open source. It's available for everybody to see.
When it comes to the male to female ratio in the blockchain space, there is still a huge gap between both genders. How can we enable more women become active members of the ecosystem?
Yes, there's still less than 10% involvement of females in blockchain. And the major reason that I see is not like the other employment sectors. Because for other employment sectors, people say, oh, reduce or lower the barriers to entry. When it comes to blockchain, it's decentralized. So there's really no barriers to entry. So why do women still not get involved? And I think the most important thing is a knowledge gap, that people can understand that the remote working options that are available and then take advantage of them. You don't need to go anywhere. You can study in blockchain from wherever you are. You don't need a university degree. So for whatever it is, maybe whatever area you're currently involved and working in, all you have to do is to upskill in that area, put in some Web3 or blockchain knowledge on it, and then you can get employed even remotely and begin to work in it. So I think for women to get more involved, it's just knowledge. For them, identifying better with the knowledge, understanding it better, understanding the technology better, and then knowing how to deploy and implement it.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Well, that's all we have for you on the show this week. Many thanks for staying with us. As always, we will continue to show you how tech-savvy innovators are crafting homegrown solutions using technology in the country. From startups to big techs and, of course, inventful thinkers, we'll show you all. And if you missed any parts of the show, you can always catch up on social media at Tech Trends TV or on the channel's TV YouTube account. For Tech Trends, I'm Olaimi Odunuga. Bye for now.